Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. Room today, I got a very great guest, someone that I'm really happy that I finally got on my show. He's been a friend of mine for a few years. Me and him worked together at a haunt here in Philadelphia called Terror Behind the Walls, the Eastern State Penitentiary, and he's a great actor, writer, director. I mean, he wears a lot of hats and he's good at everything that he does. He's with a great girlfriend, and even Jamie Lee Curtis likes him and his girl. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and we're going to talk to Johnny next about haunts, horror, and his films. Going to be a fun time and right in time for Halloween. So stay. Okay, welcome to Grue, and this is really cool. You're on the show, and he's been a friend of mine for a good while now. Like me and you met back in Philly. You said, what was it, about eight years ago? Yeah, about 8-9 years ago.
I think we first originally met probably 10 years ago at this point. That was when I first got hired at the haunted house at Eastern State Penitentiary's Terror Behind the Walls. Amazing place. We got put in the same section of the haunted house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget. Best years of my life.
I mean, that was so much fun. It's still going strong yet. It's still going on yet.
Oh, dude, I remember watching Travel Channel specials about Eastern State Penitentiary. And so for a long time, my goal was okay, when I grow up, I want to work there. And so when I went to school in Philly, I was like, oh my God, it's right down the road. Of course I got to work here. So yeah, I did 2 years there. How many years did you work there?
5.
5. Oh, yeah. See, wish. I worked there as long as I could because I only lived in Philly for 2 years. So I made sure those 2 years I worked there. But man, I have some crazy stories. I'm sure you do too.
Oh my God.
It was just the best. You'd be someone would pass out or pee themselves right in front of you. You go back to the break room and you're like, yo, guess what I just did? And it was an award if someone, pissed themselves in front of you. It felt so good. You were in power.
It's so funny when your goal is to have someone pee themselves by the end of the night.
Oh, and I'll never forget too. Our zone leader for Night Watch, Joe, he told us, I'll never forget it because it was so true. He was like, "There's no other job where you can go in and take out all of your anger and frustration on the customer." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. Let's go." And I was just broke college student, so I was like, oh, "I got something," Oh my, it was so fun, so fun.
Because I remember you worked there what two years, was it? You worked at Terror Behind the Walls, and one of the year you were a dentist, right? I remember you with the long white coat.
Oh yeah, well, so because the second year I got put into the infirmary section of the house, and I always loved that section because of the vibes, and when I go through haunted houses, and I go through plenty of haunted houses. My favorite part is always the ambiance. If I can feel the vibes of what you're going for, the mood lighting and it always felt so spooky in there because it was 1930s, old, hospital, wheelchairs and shit. And it was foggy and they had old TVs on and stuff. And I always loved that zone. And there was this one room in the house which was the dentist chair.
Yeah.
And that was the role to get if you were in the infirmary zone. And I was not the dentist all the time, but one night they needed someone to fill in for the dentist. And I was like, me, let's go. And they put me in the white coat. Cause I was always the scrappy little patient who was
right.
in the room, on the ground or whatever. I was never an authoritative figure. And so I was running around that night with the dentist drill in my hand. I was like, let's go. It was the most fun.
I know, because That one night where you had the long white coat, I remember that night. Like you were running around as the dentist, and you were having a blast.
Yeah, one of the highlights, one of the best nights, of course. It was so fun. Oh, man. And that was the year too that we could you could opt in for the full experience, where
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you could be marked, and that let the actors know that we could touch you. And so like I would be putting people in the dentist chair and putting the drill up to their face, and man, you hire the wrong person, and like luckily we're all cool people, I think. So, but like my God, they put a lot of trust in those actors.
I know.
Oh my God.
Did you ever have anyone faint? Like just walk in and you
Dude,
jump out at them and they just fall down to the floor?
most vivid memories from working there was, I'm pretty sure, the first week of the entire season and my first year. So it was like week 1, let's go. And I was in the very first room of Night Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And this mom came through with like a pack of like teenage girls. I guess they were like her daughter and friends or whatever. And they came through, and we were doing a little bait and switch situation where, like, someone pops out here and scares them, and I come from this angle. And like I said, I was always like the scrappy little thing on the ground. So I was like low on the ground. And I remember this woman got so scared, she fainted mid-fall. Like she recoiled and fainted midair and collapsed on top of me and pinned me down. And she remained unconscious for a good, I don't know, a few minutes, but safety was top priority, right? And we went through
that's what they said.
Do, an event like that. And so, but me being an actor, I was like, oh, I can't break character, or do I break character, or whatever? So I just like crawled over and I was like, do you need medical attention? And she didn't respond. And her teenage daughters are like pinballing all over the room, and they're screaming their head off. And I was like, okay, I think you need medical attention. So, we got her situated. But I had to like pry my legs out from underneath her. And I was like, oh my God, this is chaotic. And then I remember they came back again that same night, came through, screaming like, no, it's just us. Don't scare us. And I'm like, why are you coming back through?
I know, exactly.
But, no guide, so that's fine.
Oh my God, that's so funny. And then every time you went to the room, the break room, every time you went there, they always had the Red Bulls, the Monsters, and
I talk about that all the time because the energy drinks are like my guilty pleasure. Like I try not to drink them. I drink coffee. Mm-hmm. But like, if I'm at work or like long hours on set or something, and I'm like, all right, this is the only thing that really does me any good. And I'll talk about how like in that break room, they had just refrigerators just fully stocked with Monster energy drink. And you would only get 5-minute breaks at a time. So you just chug it as fast as you could. And then like you're wired. No wonder we're like fine going home at like 3 a.m. because we're like awake. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. It was amazing. And you like eat, they always had like cuties or like little clementines.
Yeah.
And everyone just always smelled like oranges. Oh man.
I was actually the one that brought the oranges there.
No way. So you're the reason. I remember our zone leader who'd come around and he had like slices in his pocket and be like, here, eat one. I'm like, thank you for the pocket orange.
Yeah, because the job I was working for at the time, they wanted the employees to be healthy, so they would bring fresh fruit every day and nobody would eat it. And at the end of the day, I would get all the oranges and stuff and I would bring it with me to Terror.
Oh my God. Wow. So thank you for your service. A healthy diet of oranges and Monster energy drink nightly.
Oh my God. And then they wouldn't close it at like 12. They sold the ticket sales were still going high. They would keep it open at like 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
That's true because they didn't have like a cutoff time. Like, like when you go to an event, it's like open from like 7 to 1 or whatever, but there really wasn't a cutoff time. It was like whenever people just stopped buying tickets. And so people would like stumble in at like 2 and they're selling tickets. And we're hopped up on energy drinks, so we're like fine. But like, man, I'll say working at a haunted house is one of the biggest workouts too.
Oh my God.
I remember those first couple nights, I would wake up that next morning feeling like my body was broken. Like absolutely, I'm like bruised all over, but like that didn't matter. Those were like battle wounds. But like, and I was doing the skid pads. So you'd run and like skid on your knees. I remember one time both of them slid down too far, and I just crashed on my knees.
God,
blood, sweat, and tears into that place. It was so fun. Oh man, it was so fun. I'll never forget. It was the best job ever.
Oh, it was so much fun. Like I really felt like I was one of the ghosts there, like someone that was dead, because I would do that and then my regular job too.
Oh yeah, well that's a funny thing too about the Travel Channel specials that I would watch about it, is that like the cast, it was always, I mean, everyone was so cool, but you'd have like kindergarten teachers who are like, teaching children by day, and then by night, screaming horrific things and like covered in blood. And like, it's just, if people worked that job for different reasons. It was therapeutic for some. It was an acting challenge for some. It was just fun, a fun thing to do. And it was awesome. It was such an outlet, and it was so cool.
I know.
So much fun. To work in an actual abandoned, crumbling penitentiary. I'm like, what am I seeing? An actual ghost, or is that part of the props? We don't know.
Now, did you ever like think you saw something? Because I remember one time it was real hot out, and I was walking by one of the prison cells, and the cell door was open, and when I would walk past it, it slammed shut like real hard, and there was no breeze.
Oh, I just got chills. No, see, but who's to say? People always ask me like, okay, did you experience anything? And I think the only time that possibly maybe you're in your like little area all night, so like you get used to the soundtrack that's going.
Oh my God, that soundtrack!
Noises, I know. The noises and the sound effects that come through, the dogs barking and like the. And I remember one time there was something appeared on the soundtrack, or so I thought, that like I hadn't heard all night, and it was before, or I hadn't heard in the season yet, and it was before people started coming through. So I'm like in there alone, no one was in there, and I heard like it was like a whispering, like a psst, or something like close to my ear, and I like turned like this, and I was like listening, I was like waiting for it to loop again, and it didn't, and I was like, and I was like I think I was in a morgue.
Oh my God.
We don't know. Not sure. But we'll say it was a ghost because it's more fun to say that.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, telling people you worked at a prison, a penitentiary that was haunted, and you have to say you saw a ghost.
I know. I loved how in the line they always showed like the Ghost Hunters episode where they like caught that thing running down the hall. Oh, so good. I've seen it a million times.
And I saw like you recently were at Halloween Horror Nights, and
oh yeah,
is this something you go to every year, or was it the first time?
Well, okay, so I live in Los Angeles, so we have Universal Studios here in Hollywood, and they do Halloween Horror Nights, and that is like our Super Bowl. We get Casey, my fiance, and I, we get the frequent fear pass, and we go every single night that we can. We've been doing that since ever since we moved out here. So every single year, I think our record for 1 year in one season is we went to Horror Nights 26 times.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Because like we just love to be in the atmosphere and the fog and everything. And so we've seen every iteration of this event. But this year we impulsively took a trip to Orlando's event, and we went for like it was like less than 48 hours. We were so tired. We went for a weekend, We went 2 nights, and the one night we got express pass because the lines can get crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it was awesome. It was so. I remember going. I went back in 2011 to Orlando's event, and I've always wanted to bring her to Orlando's event because it's the event that we love, but it's just a different version of it. And something that's really cool there is that they do a lot of like original houses, original storylines, and like I said, like my favorite is like seeing the sets and the lighting and everything, and they do a great job over there. It was awesome. We got drunk and ran around and did some haunted houses, and we were so tired. And the day we came back, I mean, I slept all day long.
No.
It was an experience, but it was super fun. It was awesome.
Now, out of all those different houses that they got there, because I saw your like pictures, videos, and all that, and there was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff, and of course Myers. Like, which house did you like the most?
Well, in Orlando, they both of our events, Hollywood and Orlando, they have Hill House. The Haunted Hill House. I'm a huge fan of that show, and they like nailed it. I mean, God, it was so. They got the tall man, and they got the bent neck lady, and the sets are so beautiful. So that was definitely like a favorite at Orlando's event. And then I'd probably say in Hollywood, same thing. But I also love the Bride of Frankenstein here at ours.
Oh, nice.
A classic,
Yes.
We got the crumbling, castle, and Bride of Frankenstein. She's badass, and she's like trying to revive her man. It's awesome, and you're caught in the middle of it all. Yeah.
Oh man. I was telling you this earlier. I never been to Halloween Horror Nights yet. I have to go. Like, and you know me, I'm a big horror fan too, and I've never been there.
Oh my God, dude. Well, so when you come out to LA, like we'll go, because you gotta go. You gotta go at least once.
Okay, definitely, yeah. I have to see it. Like, there's no way around it. I have to go see it.
The cool thing about Universal's event is that like they can do like, I think something that's special about their event is that they can do like horror movies that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
They can do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre haunted house, like that's like fully licensed, and they got the everything right down to the details, and you get to live those movies, the movies that we like obsess over. So that's why we like the event so much.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so good.
And like you say, you're always going to them, so it's definitely fun.
I'll be there tonight, so
oh, get out, really?
Yeah, I go every single night. And dude, sometimes we even go just to like get food, and we're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll do we'll do a house or two. We just like to be there. It's like, when you have a season pass to an event, like, get your money's worth.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I'll say though, if Horror Nights wants to sponsor me in any way, I've given my life to them. Yeah, but I've got so much t-shirts, so much merch. It's tough to be a horror fan.
Now, when you're going to those Halloween horror nights and you see all the actors and all the haunted houses, do you ever think, oh man, this used to be me at Terror Behind the Walls? Like, you ever think about?
Well, I just know, I remember the feeling that I had when I was the scare actor, and the power you hold, and like the feeling, the rush of adrenaline that you get when you get a good scare. And so like, I always, when I go through these houses and any haunted house, I put respect towards the production and the performances, because like it's all for fun, and like I know how it feels to receive a good scare. So I always like open myself up to the scares, and like, because I mean, it's being a horror fan, like I've seen a lot of things, and I'm not too scared very often, but like I'll go in and I'll be like, let's go, I'm gonna get scared because I want to be scared. I'm paying for this, like, let's go. So I always open myself up to the scares, and I'm always like, yeah, that was so good job. I'm like, oh, I love this beautiful asylum that we're in. It's so good. Amazing work. Amazing work. Go buy your merch. Yeah.
I know. I saw your things online, videos and stuff where you're interacting with with the haunts, like the 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 scare act actors, like you're interacting with them, and yeah, that was cool, and they're looking at you and stuff like that's awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. It's because it's just so like how I always think about this. Like aliens must look at us like we're so strange. They're like, why are they doing what are they doing? You know, like what is a haunted house to an outside perspective? Like, huh? But I mean, look, the haunt industry is booming and it's
I know
booming.
it is.
And I'm just I'm grateful to have a lot of it back in action this year. But in a safe manner, because obviously we missed a lot of it in 2020, and it was very sad. But you know, it was good that those events didn't happen because that would have been bad. So I'm grateful to have some events back up and running, and you know, we go with our masks and we can still get scared. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, of course it is. And one of the things I saw where you were at Halloween Horror Nights is that you found your old buddy there, the Crypt TV guy, and you know you two have a nice little thing going there.
We got a nice little thing going. Well, so yes, so I was in season 2 of the Look-See, which is Crypt TV's series. It's the Look-See is this like demonic creature who shows up to people who need to let go of something, and if they don't, then it'll kill them. And I'm not gonna spoil my fate, but in season 2, it didn't end very well. And so I just remember when I was working with Crypt, we were just doing some like little promotional videos and like some fun stuff, fun little. We had the actor dress as a Look-See, and I did that video where like I see the Look-See in the hallway, but instead of running scared, I sort of like, you know, do a little flirtatious little banter, like don't kill me, you know, all is good. And it's always been a dream of mine to be in something that is at Halloween Horror Nights. So my goal is to be in a horror movie that becomes a maze at Horror Nights. But this year,
that'd be awesome.
It would be so cool, right?
Yes.
This year in Orlando, they have a Crypt TV scare zone, and so I was like, "Well, my God, I have to go." That was part of the reason we like hopped on a plane and went over to Orlando. But I saw the Look-See was there, and it was so cool because the actor who was playing the Look-See in the zone was aware of you know the series and like the videos we made online.
Oh,
and
nice.
So we were able to like sort of you know do a little callback to the video that we you know that was made a couple years ago, and it was really really fun. But it was just so cool to see you know the vision of you know Landon, who created the Look-See, and you know my friends at Crypt TV, their visions come to life, like literally physically in a haunt setting, and expose so many more people to like you know the monsters and the stories that are telling online. So it was really really cool. But yeah, I got to see him. I was like, I love you, Look-See.
And when
I can't forgive you for killing me. It's fine.
When you do those videos with him, it's so hysterical. Like I crack up laughing every time I see them.
Oh my God, they're just fun. They're silly, and like I love horror slashers, as you can tell, you know, as you know. So you know they're my boys. They're and girls, and we love them. We put respect on their name. I would happily invite them all to my wedding. So
there you go. Well, you know, one person you should invite to your wedding is the person who retweeted one of your pictures, right? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Dude, let me tell you. I'm trying to find. I mean, there's pictures over there of our engagement, but so Casey and I, yes, I proposed last year in front of the original Laurie Strode house, where they filmed that. for the original Halloween. And that's like a special spot for us. Like we go picnicking all the time there. And we both agreed. We think the coolest part of that proposal was that Jamie Lee Curtis reposted the pictures. I was like, Jamie Lee, you're invited to the wedding. I hope you know that. You can come marry us or just stop by. It's fine. Like, open invitation. You are more than welcome to come, please. Yeah, that was crazy. That was so crazy.
I mean, I think you would probably pass out at your own wedding if Jamie Lee Curtis would come walking to the church.
I will likely pass out anyway, seeing Casey in a wedding dress, but and on that special day. But if Jamie Lee Curtis is there, I probably just would die. Yeah, that would just like throw me over the edge. I think Casey and I would both pass out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, till death do us part, and that is the death doing us part. Is Jamie Lee showing up to the wedding? So,
see, it wouldn't be the shape killing you; it would be Jamie.
Right, and you know what? She deserves it. She's been through a lot. Laurie Strode has been through a lot. She deserves to get some blood on her hands. You know,
it's true. It's true.
So this is your formal invite that you can come to our wedding and murder us both. Thank you so much.
Hey, there you go.
Yep.
And I see on your posts and all, like throughout the years, you've always dressed up in a lot of different costumes and outfits. Like my favorite one was when you had your ghost face mask on. Like which costumes you have like the most fun getting dressed up for?
That's interesting. So yeah, so Casey and I, we always do like horror couples or just like horror duos. And so we've done Ghostface. We're trying to go through the entire Screamcast, by the way, because we've done Ghostface and Casey Becker. And then we've done Billy and Sydney in the climax of the film. And so this year we might finish out the cast. But I'd say that probably our favorite is when we did Jack and Wendy from The Shining.
I saw that. That looked amazing.
That was the first year. We had always done like couples costumes like that, but like that was the first year where we like from scratch, like we went to every Goodwill in town trying to find like the right pieces. I like made like a door cutout so I can stick my face.
Yes, I saw that.
And like, you know, the baseball bat and everything. And it was awesome. I'm just gonna say like it was so cool. And we felt very proud of that one. It was like we built that one from the ground up. But yeah, I think that one was probably the most fun.
No, it looked awesome. Like when I was looking through your posts and saw the picture, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like Jack Nicholson, like you nailed it. Like the whole
I think I even put like a fake stubble on my face. You know? But it was just, yeah, that was really fun to do because we don't like buying costumes. We try to like make them from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that one was like totally from scratch, like everything. We even like I think printed out like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy like on a bunch of pages, and Casey carried around in her hand like, oh god. So we also like little props that have to do with the, you know. So when we did Evil Dead last year, I think, and we had the Necronomicon and like we had the whole like every page is filled out. We bought that though at the Mystic Museum. Shout out to the Mystic Museum. But yeah, you know, props they make the costume, I think, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Evil Dead book though, like that's so classic. I mean, I love that. And
even like we'll buy that and be like, oh, this is for the Halloween costume, but like we know we're gonna display it in our house. It's like hanging above our bar over there.
Nice.
So I'm like, you know, it just adds to the decor of the home, as you can see. A lot of it.
You know, that would actually, you know, that's really cool. You go to your bar, you have some drinks, and then when you're drunk, you read a spell out of the book.
Exactly, and then possess all your friends and fight some deadites. I mean, that's the perfect night in for me personally.
Sure.
You know, so
Exactly. Now,
Conjuring some demons is great. For a few beers.
you could invite Ash over, have a drink with him, show him the book.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Great Friday night.
one of my films I absolutely love, and it's like probably the worst horror film that's out there, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Dude, worst? That's one of the best.
No, to me, it's one of the best, but like someone that doesn't like horror and they watch it, they're like, oh my God, what the hell is this?
I will say, I remember watching that for the first time when I was a kid. I had a neighbor who, like, we only hung out a couple times. The one time that we did, he's like, you got to see this movie, which makes me wonder, why did I not hang with him more? Because clearly he knew what was good. He showed me this movie and I was like, oh my God. And then they had it at Halloween Horror Nights a couple of years ago.
Oh,
All the clowns, the killer clowns.
Oh man.
The spaceship, and it was so cool. And they were, they're so massive.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you could reboot that movie because it's so perfectly of that era, where it's so ridiculous, so cheesy, over the top, but somehow it's so enjoyable and so entertaining to watch. I love it.
Now, do you have any props in your house for Killer Clowns? I mean, you got so many horror things. Like, yeah. I have to ask if you have like the cotton candy gun or something.
Good question. I don't. I wish I did. However, I have a ton of Killer Clowns t-shirts.
Nice.
I do have a handful of those. Ones that I bought from Horror Nights and also ones that I find and I'm like, well, I need that. No, we don't have any props, but I would love a cotton candy cocoon.
Yes.
Hanging in the corner of the room. Great conversation starter.
Would be. And like you can make it into like a chair or something, like,
oh yeah,
open it up and put like some cuttions down and
yeah. It could be multi-purpose. It's decor, but it's also furniture.
Sure.
It'll scare the shit out of you.
And one video I recently watched, you're hugging your son Chucky, and so is Chucky well behaved for you? Is he a good boy when you're around him?
Well, so I have to admit, as much as I want him to be my child, he wasn't my child. I'm actually the uncle to Chucky because that Chucky doll belongs to Colton Tran, who you know.
Yes.
Him. And he's a close friend of mine, and he owns that Chucky doll. And so whenever I go over, I'm like the fun uncle. And so like, I go over, I hang out, I bring Chucky gifts. But until the day when Casey and I adopt our own Chucky, because we do want a Chucky doll. We got the perfect spot for him and everything. Well, I'll have to just keep visiting him at Colton's house.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll say he's pretty well behaved. Colton raises him well.
Well, that's good.
Who comes and chaos ensues.
Now, did Colton split up Chucky and Tiffany? Like, is it just Chucky? Did he leave Tiffany?
It's just Chucky. I'm so, where's Tiffany? Maybe we'll adopt Tiffany, and then they can like have play dates, and then we'll go out to the picnic in the park and the dolls.
And no one knows whatever happened to their son. Like he dropped off the face of the earth.
Correct. Their child. Their child. I would love to own a dog. What was their name?
Glenn and Glenda.
Glenn. Yeah, Glenn and Glenn. Yes, of course. We love that representation. We love their child. I was talking to a friend recently, and they were like, "I'm trying to find that doll. That's the doll I want. I don't want Tiffany." And I was like, "Yeah. I would love the whole family."
Yes, exactly.
God, I love seeing Chucky. So good. And then, of course, now they have the Chucky TV series.
Oh my God! Did you see the first episode yet?
No, have you watched?
Oh my God, so good!
Yeah, I'm excited. It looks really, and obviously it's like original people coming back, and
Well,
Don.
the first episode, like none of them are in it yet, so they're probably coming like the second and so on. Like the first episode really is like they introduce Chucky to everybody, and he has like a new set of people he's going after.
Oh my god, love it. See, that's the thing too. Is like we're rebooting and reviving a lot of these franchises, and I mean, you can say whatever you want, but like for me as a horror fan, the more I see all of these franchises that raise me on my TV screen again, the happier I am. Like I'm just happy to see Michael Myers back in theaters. Like that. Let's keep it going.
Yes.
You know, like so I love it. So obviously I'm very excited for Scream 5, but yeah. So I love it, and I'm very excited to watch the Chucky series.
Oh my god, when you watch the first episode, you're absolutely gonna love it. Like if you like all the Chucky films, you're gonna love the first. You know, it definitely goes along the lines of the films, and
dude,
Chucky's Chucky.
The one thing, and I was like a kid, probably how you were, and all of horror fans, where like you were watching these movies when you were a kid and going through like the entire catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like in love with them all. The only one that scared me was Chucky, was Child's Play.
Oh, yeah, really?
Horrified because like he was after a little boy, and I was the little boy, and I'm like, oh my god, no, this is so scary. I specifically remember seeing, I guess it was Bride of Chucky, when he tosses the toaster into the bathtub, and
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly's like, being electrocuted and fried in the bathtub. I just remember like, this is so scary. I take baths. What if Chucky comes for me in the bath? I'm so vulnerable. So yeah, eventually I got over it, but
yeah, because you're related to him now, so
right, exactly. So he's family now, so whether we're or not, we're blood.
You know how like in the films, how and even in the series, how Chucky says "Heidi ho, ha ha ha." Yeah. Oh my god, he does a line. He's the real Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, and he's looking at this teenager. He goes, "I'm Chucky." He goes, "Heidi fucking ho." He goes,
God, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love Chucky because it's so. You have this sweet doll. Well, it doesn't look so sweet all the time, but yeah. He's just that was one thing too. I remember watching videos of Horror Nights back in the day, but they used to have like it was Chucky's Insult Emporium, where he just like shit on anyone who was walking by. It was amazing, and they discontinued that a long time ago. But like, I was like, oh my god, what a dream to be cursed out by Chucky. It's so good.
Oh my god, I wish I was there for that. I would definitely put that on video.
Oh my god, right? Like, come on. Oh, so good.
And what did you think of the trailer for Halloween Kills? Do you think it showed too many kills in the trailer?
Now I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more kills, because I hear that like this one is like super, super brutal, and like it was on the kills. So I don't know. I think we were all expecting it to go in this direction after the 2018 one, right? So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they didn't show in the trailer, which I would assume would be a lot. But I'm excited. Michael Myers, he's my boy. I love him. So I'm here for it.
Well, I interviewed the actor who plays him, James Jude Courtney.
My God, that's right.
And like the first thing I asked him was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I watched that trailer. I said it was so good, but I said it showed like a lot of kills. I said, was that all the kills? And he started laughing. He goes, this is the most brutal one yet. He goes, that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. He said there's a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and a lot of kills. He told me. I was like, yes.
If you're gonna name it Halloween Kills, you gotta deliver on the. So that's why. Okay, theory confirmed that they did not show everything. I assumed that, because I mean that's what we're going to see. We're going to see that, but also we're going to see Laurie Strode.
Well, yeah, because that's that's your girl.
That's absolutely. But also, Judy Greer and Andy, all of them, they're so good. I love that trio. They're so good.
Nice. And I know you're like a huge fan of of Scream and the Scream films. Like, what did you do when that trailer dropped for Scream? What's it, 6 now?
Scream
Five,
five.
five. That's right, 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So Scream is my life. That is the Bible to my life. That movie, the original one, is what confirmed me as a horror fan, and also made me want to be an actor and
Oh
be
wow,
in the
really?
industry. Yeah. I mean, all the BTS, like the commentary, everything. Like I watched it religiously, and so that franchise specifically raised me. And so again, I feel so bad for Sydney Prescott because her life is hard. Everyone she knows dies or is trying to kill her. So like, part of me is like, I just want Sydney Prescott to like move away, find some peace, and live the rest of her life in happiness. But like, I want to see her on my screen
Of course.
always. So yeah, so of course I freaked out. And I watched it. I scrubbed it like frame by frame. Like, oh my god, they're back at Stu's house. That's what shocked me the most, is that they're back at Stu Macher's house. Why are they back there?
You never know.
Makes me think someone's related to someone.
Or
what can we expect? We don't know.
Or is Stu really dead?
Or is Stu really dead? And you know what? I'm here for it because I am a Matthew Lillard fan. I would be. They've thrown some curveballs in the franchise, like Sydney having a surprise brother, or they've done it all. I would be here for Stu being alive.
Oh my god, yes, that would be so awesome. Like when I saw that's the first thing that went through my mind. I was like, oh my god, I said, watch him still be alive and he's one of the killers.
Could you imagine? I'm pretty sure that was one of the that was supposed to be the original plot line for Scream 3, if I'm not mistaken. Is that Stu was supposed to be alive and he was like orchestrating all these teenagers from jail to like carry out the killings. I think that was an original premise for one of the movies. So maybe.
I know, right? I mean, the trailer looked amazing. Like as soon as I start watching that trailer, I was getting goosebumps on my arms. Like that trailer was perfect.
And Sydney Prescott, she goes, well, I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun. I'm like, oh god. He goes, hello, Sydney. It's an honor. And I'm like, yes, it is. It is an honor. Oh,
see, you should definitely be one of the people in the Scream films. Like you definitely have to do that.
Dude, it would be a dream. I would be lying if I said I didn't go out for some projects, but it would be a dream, obviously. It would make my life.
Of course it would. And something else I saw, like, how did you get to meet and become friends with Jason Blum? Like the little videos you did with him were just really funny.
He's so funny and so fun. I was like, you want to make videos with me? But we have a mutual friend, Jack Davis, who is a co-founder of Crypt TV. And Jack hit me up one time and was like, your next video should be with Jason. And I was like, okay, what? And then he's like, all right, he said he's down. And I'm like, oh God. So I'm like trying to think of a concept or whatever. And we made that first one and it was so fun. And he was like, I mean, he's such a busy guy.
Yeah.
Obviously he's got movies coming out every month.
Oh yeah, of course.
So for him to even take that time out and make the these silly little videos, but he was like, I'm having so much fun. And that is what was fun about it, is that like he was like down to make, just some fun content. And he's so funny. And coming up with those concepts were so fun. And
oh my God, so funny.
We said we got to make more. We got to make new ones soon. It's been like a year, I think. But yeah, so he's super cool and he's so fun. The fact that I even took the time out, and I was like, okay, I I've always wanted to be in a Blumhouse project.
Yeah.
I'm happy. This is great. I'm loving this. So yeah, but he's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, the one video I love when you're like, oh, I have to audition. He's like, yeah. Well, and you start taking off your shirt. He's like, no, I don't want you to take off your shirt. And you're like, yeah, I have to have a 10-pack.
Yeah. I'm like, well, that's how Hollywood works, right? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, great. No, it was more of like me trying to. I think the original concept was like I'm pitching the ultimate horror movie, and of course I want to be the cool final boy, whatever. It's just so ridiculous. And it was so fun to make. It was so just ridiculous. It was great.
Nice. And someone else I saw you work with, Alex, is it Lange, is it, or Lang?
Oh, Alex Lange, yeah.
Lange, okay. Like you did a short film for him, and I saw the short film, and you were like amazing in that.
Thank you.
And Alex was someone I talked to him off and on online and tried to get him for an interview, but that didn't happen yet.
The guy, yeah. The fact that I even worked with him, yeah, he's a guy. But they're awesome. Alex's brother, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they co-produced, but Matt directed this short film that we did like a few years ago now. It was called Lost in a Mistake, and
yeah, it was. I liked it.
Thanks, man. It was Matt's vision. He like really wanted to. He's an awesome director, and this was going to be like his first like narrative short film, and he knocked it out of the park. I think he was so awesome. Both of those dudes were so awesome to work with, and hanging out with them. They're awesome. They're so good and so talented and creative. And they're also like the type of guys who like they're in the film industry for the love of it. Like they really do love it and love working on the craft and like seeing all different sides because they produce, they act, they direct. Like they're very talented. It's a very talented family.
I know they're both of them are all over the place. Like they were working with Tyson just recently, Iron Mike Tyson. Yeah. Like they were like with him, like
yeah,
the icon of boxing. Like they were like filming him.
Yeah, I know. So they're all over the place. Like I said, very busy. Oh my God. Yeah, but thanks. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was watch. I mean, make it was. We went out into the desert for like 3 days, and yeah, I just cried a lot. As I seem to do in a lot of things that I am in. I cry often.
Yeah, because I think like that was the second time I saw you in something, and when I watched that short film, because I remember I was talking to Alex online, and he was like, "Oh, you should check out this film. Johnny's the main star." I was like, "Oh, Johnny, I know him. I used to do a haunt with him."
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then he was like, "Yeah, check out the short," and I watched, and you were the lead in it, and you were like so good in that.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that was all Matt's direction, but it was super fun. It was also a cool story or concept in that like you see the inciting incident, and then the film explores like 3 different ways the character could go about it,
mm-hmm.
and it sort of like leaves you with like, well, which one is he going to choose? Which is really awesome and a cool concept to play with because like, I mean. You think about when you make a decision or when something happens, there's like so many different ways you can respond to it.
Yeah.
And that can dictate a completely different path in your life. It's so crazy to think about. Of course, came from their minds. So all the credit to them. But
and the first thing I ever saw you in was a television series, Manhunt.
Yeah.
And when I saw you in that, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is Johnny."
Dude, let me tell you, and that was like the first like bigger thing that I had done when I moved to LA, and that was just like a trip for me because not only was I like in really good company, but like especially I was guest starring and in an episode with Brian Darcy James, who he's a Broadway legend. He's awesome, mm-hmm. And he couldn't have been cooler, and Greg, our director, and like everyone on that project was so cool. And Paul Bettany was, I didn't work with him because I was playing the younger him, so that wouldn't make sense if we were in the same shot together. But something that was really cool, because we had to do like a dialect coach to get like an accent down, is he recorded all of my lines in how he would say them, like in terms of like accent.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was so cool. I was like, that's such a giving actor. Like he's so thoughtful in doing that. But yeah, again, I cried a lot in that one too. So I'm telling you, in the past multiple projects that I've done that are coming out, the tears are flowing. I'll say that. Big cry, baby.
I know you told me you're a big fan. Halloween 3, like, is that your favorite of the series, or is it just like a film you really love?
It is a film I really love. It's not my favorite, because my favorite is the original, of course.
Of course.
And I always double feature it with the second one. I know some people have opinions on the second one, but I personally love the second one. I love that it takes place in a hospital that seemingly has no staff. It's like, I'm like, where is the staff of this place? And Michael Myers just running around killing whoever he wants because there's no one here to stop him. Anyway, but I always double feature it. So I love those two, and I love H20.
Yes.
Or H2O, as some people call it. That one felt like an amazing Laurie Strode continuation. But Halloween 3, when I first watched it, I didn't know that Michael Myers, obviously, I watched it as a kid, so I didn't know Michael Myers wasn't in it. And I was like, what is this? What's going on? But then I learned to love it like on its own, because I think it's such like a goosebumpsy sort of R.L. Stine type of like
exactly
storytelling that I love. And it's like a Halloween staple, because like, you know, the 28 days till Halloween.
Oh my God. When I watch it, I can't get that song out of my head every time I watch that.
Never. So it's like a Halloween staple. So that always goes on too.
Nice.
Yeah. It's so good. It's just a ridiculous storyline. It's so good.
Yeah, like I basically sing that song for like a whole week after I see the movie. Like it just keeps popping in my head like over and over.
Oh yeah. And you know, it's something that's really cool too, is that whenever they do a Halloween Michael Myers house at Halloween Horror Nights, not to bring it back to there, but I'm there all the time. So they always put in an Easter egg to that, where if there's like a TV, the commercial will be on the TV. So
really?
Yeah, that's always really cool to see.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's do a Halloween 3 house. I don't know what that would be, but let's do it.
Now, are you going to go see Halloween Kills this weekend, or you're seeing it the opening weekend, or are you going to wait?
So I'm going to wait a little bit. I didn't realize the timing got all mixed up, and I'm going to see, I know what you did last summer, in a cemetery. During
I love that.
So we'll do that, but then I'll wait a couple of days and see it. I really would like to see it in a theater. So I'm trying to figure out when the best and most safest way to do that is, because it's premiering on HBO Max, I think, at the same time, or one of those. Peacock. One of them.
I think it's Peacock, right? Isn't it that?
Yeah, but I got to see Michael Myers, you know, massive in front of me. So, and Jamie Lee Curtis. So,
of course.
We'll try. So I'll wait a couple of days.
Okay.
But if anything. Yeah, we'll do it at the start of next week. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. And do you have any ideas yet what you're going to dress up this year for Halloween?
Yeah, we got a few ideas. I did I sent out a tweet getting some like inspiration, like, and I got some really good ones. A lot of recurring themes was Florence Pugh and her boyfriend in Midsummer. Which I think would be really awesome. So that was a contender. We've been wanting to do Carrie and Rami at the prom post Blood for so long, but finding that blue tux is so hard. So we think this might be the year that we round out our favorite characters in Scream, and
Nice.
we may do Dewey and Gale this year.
Okay.
So we'll see. Casey's looking at wigs now, so we will see. Yeah. So fingers crossed that works out. But
yeah, definitely. And
that's the front runner right now. If we can't think of it. Yeah.
And are you going to like any Halloween parties or like friends' house for Halloween parties? Or
we do. Yes, we do have a few things planned. However, Halloween night is always spent at Halloween Horror Nights. So surprise, surprise.
I love it.
You can't dress up there, but if we do Dewey and Gale, that's just like regular people costumes, right?
Exactly.
Like, we can get away with it. Yeah, there's a Halloween party that we were invited to that would fit well there.
Nice.
Have done Scream before, so yeah.
Nice. You know, you should just get a bed and move into Halloween Horror Nights. What do you think?
100%. We always talk about how we always ask this question after we've done all the houses, where we're like, okay, if you had to live in one of the houses, which one would it be? So this year we think that we would live in. We always pen one house as the cozy house.
Okay.
Like when they did Trick or Treat, or when they did Krampus the one year, or they did Halloween 2 one year, and those are the cozy houses, the ones that we want to live in. Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
That one in a heartbeat. This year might be either The Exorcist or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. However, that one has a very specific smell of rotting flesh. So, and it sort of smells like turkey legs. So we have to figure that out. But yeah, we would 100% live at Halloween Horror Nights.
There you go. You know, you just mentioned the movie Trick or Treat. Like the other night, I wanted to watch Trick or Treat, the old '80s movie.
Yeah.
Remember Sam Kerr, the big rocker, and he came back from the dead? And
I think I watched that one for the first time at the beginning of quarantine, maybe.
Okay.
We are subscribed to Shudder, obviously, as you do, and we went through like so many '80s like cheesy horror movies, and there are some insane ones out there, I'll tell you. But that might have been in the mix. I can't remember it or I can't remember if we watched it or not. But I do know it's this because when you're trying to search up Trick or Treat, and that one,
and that comes up too, yeah, because that was the one. Gene Simmons from Kiss is in it, and Ozzy Osbourne plays a priest, a reverend.
Like, does it get any more like 80s? Like, it's so good.
I love that movie. Like every Halloween, I watch that. I watch Trick or Treat and Trick or Treat with Sam.
Oh my god, dude! Speaking of like having props in the house, along with Chucky, I also want a Sam doll.
Oh, yes.
Cool. We have his lollipop, so we got that. We just need the actual Sam now. So
okay. And there's a film that you did. You wrote it, you produced it, and you were one of the lead actors in it. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Kaleidoscope Kids.
Kaleidoscope Kids, yeah.
Kaleidoscope.
So that was basically an excuse to just work with all of those people again, because that entire team, including Colton Tran, who directed it, Michael Greenwood, who DP'd it, and Anna Grace Barlow, who starred in it as well, and along with all the others, we made a movie called Snowfalls together a couple years ago over New Year's, which you talked to Colton about.
Yeah.
Which is still yet to come out. I'm very excited for it to come out because that was just so much fun. But they all became such important people in my life because of shooting Snowfalls. And so we just started doing this thing where like, let's just make like little short films. And so like Colton will write one or like whatever, like whoever has an idea, like let's just make it. And I wrote that one from a bigger concept that I had already written.
Oh.
Because I like to write. It's, you know, I got a lot of ideas swirling up here, and if I don't get them out, I'll forget them. So I like to write, and one of the concepts was based off of that of like, imagine if you found out that you had a ton of step siblings and you're all bound by this curse, and the only way to relieve the curse is if there's an only child left. So you just got to kill all your step siblings until there's an only child. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? It's like this Hunger Games-esque type of like whatever. And so we're like, okay, well, let's just like make a little thing, like a concept, not like a concept trailer, but like a proof of concept little short film or whatever. And but really we use that as an excuse to just make something together again, because it was super fun. We like, it all felt the same. Like we were all just there. There was a bottle of tequila being passed around, and Casey was in her lawn chair being the supportive cheerleader from the side. And like it was just so fun. It was a good night. And yeah, we shot it in a night. And working with that group is always a treat because they're so talented. So if you're going to do a little short film, you know it's going to turn out great in terms of visually or the performance wise, because they're all so talented. Now I don't know how the concept is, if it's clear enough, but I just know it was super fun to me.
Nice.
It's I'm always very grateful to work with them and that they're a metal.
And is that how you became friends with Colton? Because I saw you guys hang out, and he was showing Scream, and you were at the house. And
we hang out, especially we hang out like every week, but because we're just the same. It's, you know, you got to surround yourself with horror.
Well, yeah, of course.
Together, but no, we actually met years ago through a mutual friend, our friend Bo, great guy, and he was like, John, Casey, I have a friend. His name was Colton, and he's just like you guys. You guys have to. It'd be a crime if you guys didn't meet. So I just remember we all met at, it's called the Beetle House in Los Angeles. It's a Beetlejuice themed bar.
Oh my God, I love it.
So, or it's a Tim Burton themed bar. So it's like all of, you know, Beetlejuice and everything. And we just talked for like 2 hours straight. We like met. We're like, you like horror movies? Wait, you like horror movies? And we like did not move from our spots. Three of us, Casey, Colton, and I, for like 2 hours, and we just talked and talked and talked about horror movies. And then ever since, like, yeah, and then of course October, so we got all the things planned. We're gonna do. He's actually coming to. I know we did last summer in the cemetery. So
sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, you just gotta surround yourself with horror people, man, because they're the coolest people.
Nice. That's so awesome. Wow, that's awesome.
I'd say it's been like 6, 7 years now. We've been friends.
Okay.
So then when he calls you up and says, do you want to lock yourself in a cabin for 6 days over New Year's and make a movie, a horror movie, you just say yes and then figure it out later. He really he called out of the blue, as he does, and he was like, what are you doing? What are you and Casey doing New Year's? And I was like, I don't think anything. And he's like, do you want to make a movie? And we're like, yeah. He was like, what better way to start out the year than to make a movie? And then it was, of course, the year was 2020. So if we did not make that movie, it would have been even worse, because that was it. We started off the best way we knew how, and it only went downhill from there, which makes sense, you know? So, yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, he's really awesome, Colton. Like I was talking to him again, and he's coming back on the show, and we're going to talk about like how Halloween and costumes and stuff like that. Like he's so awesome, Colton. I like him. He's awesome.
And you can talk. It's just same here. It's like you can talk about Halloween and horror for hours and hours and hours. You got days set aside, you can talk about it. It's like going. That's all we do. You should see his house. I mean, his house is what Casey and I aspire our house to be.
Okay.
Because it really Haunted Mansion themed, basically, inside. He has this massive Haunted Mansion style portrait of himself and his dogs.
Oh my God.
And I wanted it so bad for us that I commissioned the same artist to make one for Casey and I, and it hangs right there.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I tell him all the time, Colton, I'm stealing all of your things. I hope you know that. And he actually just got us a gift. He has this insane candle holder. We love candles.
Okay.
Spooky. And we always, we love it. And he got us a gift of the same candle holder. So.
Oh my God.
Thank you for the candle holder. But I left it at his house, so I need to go pick it up. Pick it up tomorrow.
Well, wasn't that at his house where you were all watching Scream at? Like it was like a big yard or whatever.
What recently?
Yeah. I saw a picture. You were watching like.
Yeah,
it was outside.
We saw the original Scream in theaters, but we have watched Scream at his house many times. And at our house, so we watch it all the time. But yeah, no, recently we just saw the 25th anniversary showing of the original Scream in theaters, and that was my first time ever getting to see that movie in a theater, and that was like coolest. That was the coolest. I was like, wow, is this what it was like? Oh man, yeah. So.
And like, there's a recent film you play Ian in a hard problem.
Yeah.
So how is that like? Because it's like a very emotional role. Like it definitely tugs at your heart. And
yeah. Oh, it's a very dramatic film that asks a lot of big questions. It's a very existential movie, and not to give too much away about because there's a pretty big. It cracks open into something that you're not expecting it to crack open into, but it was really interesting playing a role that doesn't realize he's living a life that he never knew he was living. And like I said, it asks a lot of big questions about like technology and like if all the phones we have in our pockets and all this new technology that is like seemingly more and more human, if it tells us it can feel, like who are we to like tell it that it's not and just shut it down and throw it away like trash? So like, not to be so vague in this plot line, but like it's at its core, it's a movie about Ian, he like his mother passes away and he's got to clean up the house that he took care of her in, and he finds out this whole thing, this whole life that he didn't realize he was living. So it's of course you got that dramatic aspect of it, but then it just unravels into like this other thing, and Catherine Hannah Kim's character comes in and she's like, did you know? And I'm like, I did not know. I'm being so vague about it all, but that was just like a beautiful film to be a part of because the directors Hazard, it's a directing duo, Kyle and Matt, they're just creative geniuses and they're so wonderful to work with, and they let us, play with these big concepts that they were asking in the film. So like that was really cool. That shoot was probably a highlight of my life because it felt like summer camp, even though we're making very specific, very indie, very like dramatic film, sci-fi drama. I became so close to everyone on the set, and I forced them all to go to a haunted house with me, and also go to the premiere of It, Chapter 2, and then also, or was it the original It? I think it was the original It, and then also we saw Ready or Not together. I just kept dragging them to all of these horror things. I'm like, sorry, but we're getting close to Halloween time, so.
That's so awesome. I love that.
At the end of it, I decorated the production office in like Halloween decorations. Every day I come in with a new Halloween decoration. So, you always got to keep it spooky on set.
That's so great.
And it was so funny because our directors, Hazard, they're like auteurs. They're like, they love the craft and the art of film. And I'm like, but have you guys seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space? It was great. It was great.
And they're probably saying, what?
Out of here. Do your job. Yeah, but that was a really wonderful film to be a part of, just because it was so beautifully told. I think the writing is so beautiful, and that was really, really awesome to be able to, help tell that story that they were wanting to tell.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's totally different than a horror film.
Yeah, it's horrific in other ways, I think. If you put yourself in the character's shoes, maybe. But yeah, it's this, very sad, thought-provoking, heartbreaking, but yeah, it makes you think. It makes you think, that one.
Oh no, it does, yeah.
In festivals right now, which is really, really cool. So I'm proud of everyone who worked on that movie.
Nice. And I usually ask guests this, but I can't ask you this because you're a big horror fan. I usually ask them what their favorite horror movies are, and that would be like, we'll be talking for next couple days.
Yeah. It's like, who's your favorite child? But I will say, like I mentioned, Scream was like the number one for me, and it always has been. So there's a ghost face mask staring at me right now. So if I don't say Scream, he's coming for me. But yeah, it's got to be Scream for me.
Okay.
Because it's a love letter to all my other favorite horror movies. You know?
Yeah, of course.
So that's my simple answer. And if I go into a complicated answer, then again, we'll be talking for days. So.
and like the horror films you watch during this month to get you all happy in the mood for Halloween is definitely like the Screams and the Halloweens and
Halloween's, Trick or Treat, Blair Witch Project is always one of them, because the vibes in that movie are very nostalgic, because it looks like fall on the East Coast in that movie, where I grew up on the East Coast, and you can't beat fall on the East Coast. So that's one of them. Yeah, definitely all the Halloweens.
Oh, okay.
Because that score kicks in. Oh, it's go time.
Oh, I know.
Halloween, so yeah, and Trick or Treat.
Okay. I mean, watching, I know you did last summer in a graveyard, you said cemetery. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Like I would love to see that.
They do that here in LA. It's called Cinespia or Cinespia, I don't know how you pronounce it, but they do graveyard screenings at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is a very famous cemetery here. And I've seen The Exorcist there. I mean, picture that, like watching The Exorcist amongst a bunch of gravestones. I don't think there's a better setting to watch that movie.
I know, you're absolutely right.
I'm like, this is peak horror vibes right now, So yeah, we try to go see all the horror movies there.
Nice. I mean, there's no better way to watch a horror movie than in the graveyard. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm very excited for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And and like, what about your like song? What kind of songs do you like listening to? Like, what's on your playlist for music?
Yeah. So unsurprisingly, I listen to horror scores mostly. I'm not kidding when I say that. I really do. And my Halloween Pandora radio station, that's like the one always on during October. But I really do. I love feeling like I'm in a horror movie at all times. So
I love it.
I do listen to horror scores all the time. I'm really into that movie. The Guest has a really great score. I've been listening to that one. I also just got reintroduced to the score for The Ring.
Nice.
Very good. Really, really sets the vibes. Yeah, I listen to horror scores, and also I've been like really into like 80s like dark synth wave, like it sounds like it'd be scoring a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Nice.
That really drive into that is really fun, So
okay.
Do not drive to the Hereditary score, because that shit really makes you feel uncomfortable. You're gonna oh god, that movie's intense, and the score is just as intense. So
yeah,
it gets really, you're like sweating while driving. I'm like, I'm just on the freeway, dude. But yeah, so
I think one of my favorite like horror songs is Alice Cooper, the man behind the mask for Jason. Like I love that song.
yeah. Not to bring it back to Halloween Horror Nights again, but they did an Alice Cooper Welcome to My Nightmare Haunted House one year.
No, are you
it was
serious?
the year before I started going, and
Oh.
he like with the creative team like made a haunted house that was based off of like all of the songs and everything. And I'm like, how cool would that have been to go through?
Oh, I would have loved to seen that. Like
I know.
Alice Cooper, I love Alice Cooper.
Horror, Halloween music vibes all the way.
Like, you know, he still tours like every year, and I go see him every single time
Really?
he comes here. Yeah, like I saw Alice Cooper about 20 times or more. Like every time he comes here, I go see him.
That's got to be so cool.
And there was one time when I went to go see him, and remember the mall in Philly, the gallery.
So yeah.
Well, I was in there the night after I saw Alice Cooper, and I was wearing an Alice Cooper shirt, and I was in one of the record stores there, and me and my dad were there, and we're looking through the records, and my dad is like, "Rock," he said, "What album is Cold Ethel on?" I said, "I forgot." And the guy behind it says it's on Welcome to My Nightmare, and it's Alice Cooper.
Oh my God.
I almost passed out. Like I was like, I couldn't talk.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's the thing. We don't have a record player, but I know as soon as we buy it, there's so many cool vinyl records of horror scores that I want. And I know I'm going to spend all my money on those. So we have been holding it off.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of horror records. Oh my God, tons.
The Halloween one. Oh man, I got my sister the score to The Exorcist because that like scared her to death as a kid, but now she loves it. And it was like I think the record was like puke green. It looked like there was vomit.
Oh my God.
Something like it was like when they do that shit, it's like the coolest. It's so cool. I just want to fart at that point, you know.
And are there any like horror television series you're watching? Like I know you say you're going to start watching the TV series of Chucky soon. I mean,
yeah. I am excited to watch Midnight Mass. I am a Mike Flanagan fan through and through. I want to work with him so bad. So Hill House was really amazing. Blind Manor was amazing, and I just got to follow it up with Midnight Mass. But let's see. I have yet to watch this season of American Horror Story, but I'm excited. But yeah, I mean, when Hill House came out, that was like everything to me. I was like, wow, like you can be scary as hell, but be emotional as hell. I can cry and then I can scream and then I can laugh. And Mike Flanagan, man, he's the king.
And you know, this is the season where we drink everything pumpkin.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Like what pumpkin beer and what coffee you think are the best?
Howling Gourds, the TJ Maxx, Trader Joe's. Yeah, TJ Maxx now sells beer.
Pumpkin beer.
Trader Joe's, they have Howling Gourds. It is so good and it always sells out so fast. And I didn't get I stocked up a little bit, but then by the time that supply was over and I was like, okay, now I need to really stock up, all gone. Shipyard has amazing pumpkin beer.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and
I like that one.
I recently just discovered Southern Tier Brewing. They have a pumpkin whiskey.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes, which I didn't know was a thing.
I didn't know either.
It gives me the fall vibes. And I discovered them, realized they don't sell on the West Coast. I like begged them in the DMs. I was like, I'll do anything. Is there any way that you could sell? And they were so kind enough to send me a bottle. And I have been making this amazing cocktail. And I'll tell you what it is. It's that whiskey.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you can just do like regular whiskey. And then Trader Joe's has, you do spiced apple cider.
Ooh.
and you do a shot of pumpkin cream liqueur, and you got yourself following a drink, and it is so good. A little cinnamon on top, so good.
My God, I'm definitely gonna do this.
You have to. It's so good. We call it. We're trying to figure out a name right now for the specialty cocktail, but that's the one that's been like we've been having here at the house.
Oh my God, yes. I'm definitely in. Where I work at, Trader Joe's is right next door, and there's a wine and spirit shop that's down the block. So
yeah,
I'm gonna look for all this and make it.
And then we have like, of course, we have like the ice molds that are like bones and skulls. So like we got that, and then we have our glasses that are that were gifted to us. They're from Pottery Barn, but they're like skeleton hands that are holding glass. Man, look, I mean,
oh my God, I love it.
You got to go all out, right? So yeah, we've been having the cocktail in that. Highly recommend.
Wow.
Nice. And then of course, coffee. That's what's in my cup right now. So. Cheers to Halloween.
Yes, exactly. And is there anything coming out next that you want to like push and plug? Like, I know you're working on another film with Colton. I mean, well, you're done the film. It's just not out yet.
Yeah, so that I'm hearing is going to be coming out the beginning of 2022, possibly. Snowfalls. It was just a wonderful time. I just finished filming not a horror movie, but a family-friendly film called Doggone for Netflix with Rob Lowe, and that was really, really awesome. I got to play with puppies.
Nice.
So that was amazing. But I think one of the coolest parts about that is that it's a true story.
Oh.
So no idea when that's going to come out, but that should be fun if you like dogs. I tried to convince them a bunch of times to turn into a horror movie. Maybe like Possessed, or like maybe we can have a Cujo type of situation.
Oh, and Rob Lowe could fight Cujo.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Rob Lowe fight a demon dog? I kept saying like, okay, that'll be the sequel. But yeah, so and then I worked on a couple other projects right before that one that I don't know if I can talk about them or not, but I'll update, as soon as I find out, and they should be really cool projects as well. So
damn, nice. And
all in all, hire me for your horror movies. I want to do those.
Yes,
well. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Where can fans find you at, like with your pages and all that stuff?
So they can find me at Johnny Berchtold across the board on Instagram and Twitter, and Johnny_Berchtold on TikTok, on the Tickety Talk. And I think that's all I have. Those are my socials. And yeah, we like to talk about horror movies and be goofy on there. So, and that's also where I update on things that if you're interested in seeing them, here's something I did. That's where I dump it.
I mean, one of your other sites or pages is Halloween Horror Nights, because you live there.
That is, and actually, I'm gonna out myself as a true fanboy, but I go on the forums. I am a forum boy. I go on the Halloween Horror Nights forums, where we theorize on what the event is going to be before it's. I'm telling you, big fan all around.
I love it. That's great. I love it.
Well, at least someone does. Thank you.
And the next time you go and hang out with little Chucky, tell him I loved the first episode.
Oh, I will. I'll be like, hey, you got some fans out there. Rocco loves you, loves your work. We all love your work. Thank you for your service. Should be seeing him tomorrow, so I'll let him know tomorrow.
Oh, when you go see Colton and Chucky, tell Colton I said hi.
Sure.
I want to thank you so much for coming on. I just looked down at the time and didn't realize I had you on here for an hour and a half. And
our fans, man. Just keep talking. But thank you for having me. This is really awesome. It was great catching up too, by the way.
Exactly. Like, oh my God, we haven't seen each other in so long, and this is the closest thing right now we're gonna get to seeing each other, unless I I go over there and go see Halloween Horror Nights.
Either way, you got to make sure you get to a haunted house this season. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
You gotta.
All right, buddy. Thanks again for doing this, and I'm gonna look for the liquor and make that drink you said, and it's been so much fun talking to you, catching up, and you're an awesome guy, a great actor, and thanks again.
Appreciate you. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, buddy. All right.